And then as you guys have questions coming up during the presentation, feel free to submit them online, and we'll save some time at the end to address them during our Q&A portion. With that, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Arshi.
Good evening from Menlo Park, and good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are around the world. Thank you so much for taking some time out to join this Instagram webinar. My name is Arshi Duffley. I'm a part of the Facebook Marketing Partnerships team, and I'm joined by Megan Bristol from the Instagram Market Operations team. Today, we are really excited to unveil for the very first time to all of our partners and developers a deep dive into the road ahead for Instagram. For some background, we launched ads 2 years ago, and over the past couple of months, we have been testing API functionality and ability to scale with a small set of partners and advertisers. During this time, we've onboarded hundreds of advertisers across different objectives and verticals, and at this point have full confidence that Instagram is a full funnel solution delivering positive business outcomes for advertisers. So we're really excited to share some of our early findings and the road ahead. Jumping into the agenda, we'll just switch to the next slide. Here's a little bit of what we'll walk through over the next 30 to 35 minutes. We'll start with a little bit around where we've been as a platform. Then we'll move into how we're expanding our advertising solutions. Another hot topic is how to talk about Facebook and Instagram together, so we'll dive into that. And then give you a recap of what's coming with the product. And then jump into just how you can get started if you haven't already as a developer. And we'll spend some time at the end for some question and answer time. So with that, I'll turn it over to Megan to jump into the content around where we've been.
Awesome. Thanks, Arshi. Good evening, everyone. Good morning from where you are. Let's get started by taking a quick look back on where Instagram ads started. At Instagram, our mission is to capture and share the world's moments, and that's from the everyday to the really spectacular ones. Images drive the Instagram experience. They take us to places we've never been, inspire us, and really ignite our creativity. For these reasons, people come to Instagram to share their passions and explore the world through images. Much of what they see in their feeds is from interests they follow and people they don't even know. So let's talk more about who's on Instagram. Last March, eMarketer published a report declaring Instagram as the fastest growing social network in the US. We've doubled our size in the last 2 years and now have over 300 million people visiting every month. And what's even more phenomenal is our community is truly global in scope. Over 70% of our users live outside of the US. For advertisers, Instagram represents an opportunity to inspire people visually with stories. They can reach a passionate, highly engaged audience in a creative space where consumers are really seeking inspiration. And of course, they can do so by harnessing the power of images, both photo and video, to tell their story. We began offering ads on Instagram almost 2 years ago in November 2013. We started really gradually, beginning with products and solutions which sets Instagram up really nicely. We're a mobile-only company, and we exist because the iPhone 4 launched. It's the first time a camera was in the pocket of the masses, really helping to channel in this era of visual storytelling. As you all know, our community has grown quickly, and they are really engaged. People come back to Instagram on average 6 times a day globally. Now, businesses of all sizes with any objective have the opportunity to showcase their product, app, or service at the center of this visual inspiration. Why do they want to do this? Because as a placement within Facebook, Instagram allows advertisers to expand their inventory in a place where people are open to discovery, with ad units optimized for seamless conversion. Here's a look at the performance objectives you can drive today on Instagram. We offer website clicks and mobile app install ads. And the ad units themselves are bold, linear format, made for the mobile ad unit. And people who are there are attentive and engaged and really open to discovery. Both the ad image and calls to action are clickable with one tap, making conversions as seamless as possible. On the back end, advertisers can leverage the measurement they already have in place via the Facebook Pixel, Facebook SDK, or Mobile Measurement Partner SDK to track installs. We're just beginning to scratch the surface in terms of what's available, and we will continue to expand the objectives and ad formats available over time. Creative. We'll get into this in a little bit more detail later on, but I wanted to showcase some of the DR ads from the alpha and beta period we've had over the last few months. This is what performance marketing looks like on Instagram. There's a variety of strategies being tested. Some advertisers have the ability to develop unique creative for the channel. Others are reusing assets they use on Facebook or other platforms. And they're finding success across a wide variety of objectives, with creative that feels native to the platform, but most importantly, really relevant to their target audience. Relevancy will continue to increase as adoption increases, and that's why we're really excited to partner with all of you to help scale our adoption. Results are really important to talk to the efficacy of the platform. So we are really excited to share some early results we've seen over the last few months with 3 key partners. Guild, an e-commerce retail in the US, saw an 85.9% lift in mobile app installs. Made.com, a fashion retailer in the UK, are seeing higher than average order values and ROI. And Kabam, a mobile gaming company in the US, has seen better retention and LTV on Instagram compared to other channels. Our marketing partners are also driving incredible results. Here's a look at 3. Ambush was working with mobile gaming companies and helped boost conversion rates by 25% during a campaign and reducing the CPA by 52%. Another marketing partner in CitizenNet showed great success with movie releases. They helped lower the CPM by 30% and increase the CTR by 32%. Finally, Kenshu saw impressive results in mobile as well, driving high installs, clicks, and engagements, almost 1% higher CTR. We also want to share with you some early learnings, some best practices that we're developing from the early data. These will continue to evolve over time, but we think these 3 are important to start. 1, make sure traffic drives to a mobile optimized landing page. Instagram is a mobile experience and our ads are mobile only. 2, use the Facebook Pixel for cross-device reporting. Since Instagram ads are mobile, yet conversions happen across devices, the Pixel will help you understand attribution across all the devices, Facebook and Instagram, in order to take advantage of the expanded inventory and efficiency they offer together. In particular, we suggest most clients run mixed placement campaigns, selecting both Instagram and Facebook as a placement within your ad set. Doing so means your impressions will be delivered efficiently across both Facebook and Instagram. On the other hand, for clients who actively manage budgets or develop creative specific you to manage your budgets and creative for each channel independently. Facebook and Instagram side by side. In its own right, Instagram is a massive consumer touchpoint. Looking at Instagram by itself, outside of Facebook, we can see consumers spend more time on our platform on mobile than they do Yahoo, Pandora, Snapchat, Twitter, or Pinterest. Are spent on Instagram and Facebook. That's more than mobile platforms to reach their audience and drive the results they care about. By bringing these two massive platforms together for advertisers, efficiency for our clients. We offer unified management, the ability to manage campaigns efficiently and at tremendous scale. Buying, optimization, and measurement are all streamlined and consistent. Expanded inventory. With the addition of Instagram to Facebook's interfaces, you now have more opportunities to reach your target audience and to do so efficiently. And creative portability. With the flexibility to run shared ad creative across both Facebook and Instagram, you can get more out of your marketing assets. Although we're making it easier for advertisers to get the most out of Instagram, the consumer experience is unchanged. Distinct platforms for consumers. We've already talked about both consumers spend their time on both. Now let's talk about how they use Facebook and Instagram differently, the unique mindset they bring to each. Let's start with the consumer mindset on Instagram. Instagram is a platform for visual inspiration. People come to follow their passions and explore the world through images. They share photos selectively, posting only a few out of all that they take. They follow people they don't know, share their passions, and quickly unfollow content that's not relevant or inspiring to them. Facebook, on the other hand, is a platform for personal discovery. People come to Facebook to share their lives and connect with friends and family. Many people have asked about how the creative approach should be on Instagram, specifically how we're seeing clients approach creative on Facebook and Instagram together or separately. While we're still learning about creative strategies across both, we continue to recommend a tailored creative approach to Instagram for advertisers whose resources allow. Not only have most brand advertisers taken that approach to Instagram, but during testing, we saw a lot of DR advertisers tailor their creative to Instagram as well. And that isn't surprising, knowing that many clients see Facebook and Instagram as distinct channels. Additionally, many already tailor their creative executions to other media. For those clients, developing tailored creative can help them drive additional relevance and take advantage of the unique qualities of each platform. However, tailored creative is not a requirement, and we recognize many advertisers just don't have the resources. That's okay. We've seen advertisers have success running the same creative across both platforms. The important thing here is to make sure clients are using both Facebook and Instagram to drive the same objectives. Let's go through a few examples to bring this to life. Here's an example from Gilt, who ran mobile app install ads on both Facebook and developed unique creative to drive the same objective on each platform. Their Instagram creative in particular feels native to the platform, yet it showcases their product and drives to a clear action. And as I mentioned earlier, this tailored creative approach worked, yielding an 85.9% lift in mobile app installs. Universal Music Group recently used both Facebook and Instagram to drive downloads of the soundtracks to Straight Outta Compton. In this case, the client used the same creative across both platforms. Their creative idea was inherently visual and lent itself to both Instagram and Facebook. Finally, Pura Vida Bracelets, an SMB in the US, has been using both Facebook and Instagram to drive sales of their handmade bracelets. You can see their creative lends itself naturally to both Facebook and Instagram. In fact, their Facebook ad might make a really great Instagram ad, or vice versa. Across both platforms, their ads tell a highly visual story, clearly showcasing their products and driving people to shop online. Both Pura Vida Bracelets and Universal Music show you can take a creative approach that's relevant to the consumer experience on both platforms. In fact, in all of these examples, they ultimately tell the same story. Advertisers are using high-quality, well-targeted creative to drive the same objectives on both Facebook and Instagram. The three key takeaways we'd like you to learn from today is both Facebook and Instagram are both essential platforms for marketers today. They should be on our clients' plans. And clients should use them together to drive their objectives. Both are great at brand and both are great at DR. When developing creative, consider the unique context. Oftentimes it will be best to develop tailored creative, but it's not required to be relevant on each platform. Now that we've gone through these updates, let's recap the product changes. Today, advertisers can buy Instagram ads in many of the same ways they buy Facebook ads, directly through our marketing API, through marketing partners like all of you, through Power Editor, and very soon through Ads Manager. Additionally, for advertisers looking to drive mass awareness in a single day, we offer an insertion order solution called Marquee. By offering advertisers the same buying options as Facebook, we're able to dramatically grow our global footprint from 8 markets to all countries where Facebook ads are currently offered. In most of these markets, advertisers will have access to Instagram ads for the very first time, representing a completely new line of business for marketing partners in those countries. Additionally, we're now able to offer advertiser solutions for more of the objectives they care about. In fact, now Instagram is a full funnel advertising solution. We currently offer solutions ranging from guaranteed impressions via our Marquee product to mobile app installs. At the end of this month, we'll begin rolling out a website conversion objective via marketing partners, the API, and Power Editor, and we'll continue to enhance the solutions objectives we offer in the months ahead. We're also enhancing our ad formats to serve more advertiser needs and make it easy to run creative across Facebook and Instagram. First, landscape photo and video will now be available for ads. Square will still be the default and an iconic part of our platform, but we believe this enhancement will allow more businesses to visually tell their story without needing custom assets. Second, we have launched 2 video enhancements. Video can be used as an asset for mobile app install or link ads with a call to action button, and can now have a max video length of 30 seconds with auto loop. Lastly, we are working on getting our carousel unit into self-serve sometime in Q4. When we launch, the call to action button will now be customizable and on the first image as well. All of these enhancements are live on the API as of September 9th. Along with the new solutions and formats available to advertisers, we're also making it easier to measure across Instagram and Facebook. In particular, Instagram offers the same reporting and spend minimums for studies as Facebook does. Although we have parity and measurement support for Instagram and Facebook, we want to take a quick moment to clarify what reporting you can expect for a campaign, depending on if you are running the campaign on Facebook only, Instagram only, or Facebook and Instagram in a mixed ad set. We've broadly divided reporting and measurement offerings into 3 buckets: Facebook reporting, people-based measurement, and device-based measurement. For reporting available through Facebook interfaces, we always report on placement level stats. For example, an advertiser will be able to see how many conversions events come from Facebook mobile newsfeed, desktop newsfeed, and Instagram, even for a mixed placement campaign. For people-based measurement, including Atlas and third-party studies like Nielsen, as well as with mobile measurement partners, results will also be broken out at the placement level. The one exception is third-party studies that cover campaigns running on both Facebook and Instagram. Our default is to set up one measurement study across both placements and report back on an aggregate Facebook family results. Deviations from this structure are possible, but it requires a customized plan from a Facebook measurement lead. Finally, third-party measurement tools offer the least detailed results. Because Instagram is mobile only, these platforms won't capture cross-device actions and will typically underrepresent conversions since many happen on other devices, especially desktop. In addition, any conversions attributed to Instagram they do capture will be reported as coming from the Facebook family, m.facebook, because they don't have access to our placement level reporting. There are some hacks in place that can help advertisers get more granular reporting. For people-based studies, if your client is running a mixed Facebook and Instagram campaign, but wants breakout by platform, work with a Facebook measurement lead to enable attribution by place. Note, this requires a complex study and results aren't always apples to apples. For device-based measurement, if your client wants to separately identify Instagram-specific results, we recommend setting up separate ad sets with different click and view tags for each ad, just as you would for other placements on Facebook. Now let's do a quick recap of our Q3 timeline. We began Power Editor and API beta rollout to all managed clients on August 17th. On September 8th at 9 p.m., our blog went live, and we launched Instagram in 30 additional markets with select partners. We also announced capabilities like Marquee, our I/O product, the landscape photo and video ads, 30-second video ads, and DR Objective for video ads. On September 30th, we will be globally available for all advertisers in all regions. And we're really excited about the enhancements that are coming in Q4. So with that, I'd like to pass it back to Arshi to help you get started.
Thanks, Megan. So you've gotten a glance into the road ahead and what it looks like from a product perspective, as well as some of our early learnings and best practices. So the next question is, how do you get started? API documentation is now available. So after this webinar, we will be posting some links to the documentation as well as a recording of the webinar. So, you won't have to take notes the entire time. You can replay it if you'd like. And so that information will be available shortly afterwards through all of the groups that you subscribe to, as well as our partner newsletter. In terms of the documentation itself, one thing to keep in mind is that to make the integration as simple as possible for partners and developers, we have embedded Instagram within the existing marketing API as a placement. That's the back end, but the way that you surface it in your UI is totally up to you based on what's best for your user base. We've seen some partners who have created distinct workflows that are specific into their interface where they already have Facebook. Given that it's going to be a new offering, we also have seen examples of partners that So we've kind of, one is indicating your affiliation with Instagram. if you're already a Facebook marketing partner, we've seen what works is really talking about your affiliation to the Facebook Marketing Partnerships program, but then talking about how you're completing an integration on the Instagram Ads API. If you're a developer who's not yet a Facebook marketing partner, then the language is really more around how you're launching or building an Instagram ad solution. Some things that we're kind of avoiding is indicating that you're an Instagram partner or an Instagram marketing partner or an Instagram Ads API partner. We currently do not have a separate badge or partner program for Instagram, and so we want to make sure that the language is really clear here. The next question is about referring to Instagram. And what we do recommend is talking about Instagram as a top mobile destination. And Megan talked a lot about how Instagram is 100% mobile from an ads perspective. And in fact, a lot of the users are connecting to people that they're not connected to in kind of the real world, but it's people that inspire them. And so it's truly a mobile platform, and that's how we love for partners and developers to speak about it. And really avoid the term social network or social media. The next couple of buckets are about talking about results and kind of getting the appropriate approvals. We're really excited that partners are already sharing some of their learnings and best practices and case studies, so please do continue to do that. And I think the key takeaway here is, share results from individual campaigns or advertisers, focus on the business objectives that you're able to drive, so it's app installs or conversions or sales lift or brand lift. And avoid some of the engagement-focused metrics, but always do go through the proper approval process. So for Facebook marketing partners, there's a help page where you can submit all of your PR through, and for developers, you have your platform PR guidelines that you can follow. And what we're saying in terms of avoiding and being sensitive to is just posting without any approval, so the ask is really follow the approval process. And in terms of aggregate metrics, that's an area that we're also being careful with, so just make sure that you're getting approval for those. So we kind of walked through a lot of information today, and we're about to hop into a Q&A session. But before we jump in, I think the key takeaway here is Instagram is open for business. In 2 weeks, every advertiser in every country around the world, and now any developer will be able to drive results through Instagram. And we're really excited to see what you all will be able to build. So with that, let's move into the question and answer session. So if you haven't already submitted your questions, you can do so, and we'll be going through each of them now. So one question that has come up is, I've heard that Instagram advertisers need to be whitelisted to run campaigns until September 30th in some countries. What countries are they, and how can they be whitelisted?
Great question. Right now, as we continue our rollout, as of today, the official kind of launch date will be September 30th for all clients in all countries. We are doing some initial testing with exclusive partners in select countries, but until then, there is no whitelist available at the moment, and so please anchor your clients on September 30th to gain access to all countries.
So another question that came up is about emojis. Can we add emojis to ad copy?
So currently there is no technical rule against emojis in ad copies. However, we have heard from API partners that they have tried implementing this and the emoji icon actually doesn't stick. However, so there is no hard rule against it, but we just haven't been able to get it to work on the desktop version of serving ads.
We've gotten a couple questions about targeting. One is around will targeting be available based on Instagram-only data?
Yep, that's a great question. So targeting is based on a mix of signals from both Facebook and Instagram. It is currently heavily skewed towards Facebook data, but we are continuing to refine our offering and plan to roll out new targeting capabilities throughout 2016.
A common question that comes up is also about pricing. What do CPMs look like on Instagram?
So because we're in the early stages of building out our ecosystem, we actually don't have anything externally shareable right now in terms of CPMs, or nor do we want to provide guidance around that. However, we do encourage clients to bid similar to how they would in the Facebook auction in terms of the value that advertising on Instagram will bring to your client. In our initial look at the data, we are seeing CPMs comparable to our Facebook platform.
There's also a question about frequency capping. Is there frequency capping on Instagram?
There is frequency capping in place, although the specifics of it we don't disclose at this time. It's really important to highlight that when it comes to growing our business, that the community really comes first, and we are starting out conservatively and expect to evolve as we build deeper learnings on how best to grow our business. And it's very similar to how Facebook started when they first launched ads in Newsfeed. They took a very conservative approach and opened it up over time, and we're following that same path.
We have a question about CPA buying. Is that available as an option for Instagram?
Currently, yes, that's available as a bidding option.
In terms of policies, does the 20% text rule on Facebook also apply to Instagram?
Yep, so this goes back to our creative policies, which Instagram has now fully aligned with Facebook, including the 20% text policy. And our enforcement of it goes through the same channels that Facebook ads go through as well. So you should expect to see that.
There's another question just in terms of specs, creative specs for Facebook and Instagram. Can we provide a 1.91 by 1 aspect ratio for Facebook and a 1 by 1 aspect ratio for Instagram at the same time within the same ad? So it's a little bit nuanced, but we can get into the details there.
Yeah, I think just to paraphrase here, the questions around when you upload the same creative across a mixed placement campaign, how does cropping work? And the answer is yes. When you upload for both Facebook and Instagram within the interfaces, it'll allow you to crop the image based on whatever is most.
We have a question about call to action buttons, and the question's about how do you differentiate between the buttons when you're using Facebook and Instagram together. Some of the ad products share different CTAs between the two.
Yeah, so our call to action button choices are actually tied to the objective in the interface. So across all objectives, you will see the same set of CTA buttons for both Facebook and Instagram.
There's a question about whether you can take an organic post from Instagram and turn it into an ad and boost it.
Yep, that's a great question and a very natural desire for advertisers to want to do. It's something we're thinking through and hope to launch in the coming months, but isn't immediately available at this time.
And in terms of I/O campaigns, we have a question about what the minimum spend needed is to run an I/O-based campaign with guaranteed impressions.
So our minimums will vary by country, so please check with your specific Facebook representative or someone in market to help identify what the different minimums are for our I/O products.
Yeah, and just want to clarify there too that we have 2 I/O products at this time. We have our existing I/O product available in the 8 markets that we've historically been live with, but we will not be rolling that out to new markets. Some new markets are eligible for our marquee product. Again, that's our one-day driving mass awareness kind of key product, but not all markets are getting that. So again, check, as Christina mentioned, check with your Facebook counterpart to understand the nuances for your country, but minimums will vary by country as well.
We touched a little bit on creative earlier, and the question is about the approval for creative and whether it's the same for Instagram as it is for Facebook.
Yeah, so we are going through, again, the policies are 100% at parity with each other, and they're going through the same channels as the Facebook ad, so it will be the same approval or disapproval process.
Moving into DR objectives, will OCPM work the same way once offsite website conversions are available?
Yep, as we begin to roll website conversions out, obviously the algorithm will take time to learn and develop, but it will work the same way. It will be based off the Facebook pixel, and you can set different objectives for the OCPM bidding type.
And we're just waiting for a few more questions, so if you do have any, keep them coming. We'll probably take about 2 to 3 more. There's a question about Facebook IDs. Why are Facebook IDs required for Instagram-only placements?
So Facebook ID is required first and foremost because we're integrating into Facebook's self-serve interfaces, and second, similar to how it is on Facebook, you do need a voice and a identity when serving your ad.
Another question about just creative. Should videos on Instagram be similar to Facebook videos?
Yep, one of the enhancements I walked through was the expansion of our video capabilities, allowing landscape videos as well as 30 seconds. And we hope that this enables more creative storytelling and that people can leverage new assets or the same assets across both Facebook and Instagram. We know video assets can be expensive to create, and having that 15-second cutoff was limiting. So we're hoping to see a variety of creative strategies come onto the platform now that those new capabilities exist.
Additionally, one thing to note is that on Instagram we do enable, like Megan said, auto looping with our video formats, and so that's a creative aspect that we encourage advertisers to take advantage of.
And this is our last question for the day, and it's, can we create an ad and have the same ad published both on Instagram and Facebook without creating a new campaign? And how does the distribution work?
So this would be our mixed placement capability that we've enabled by having Instagram integrated into Facebook self-serve interfaces. Essentially, you can have Facebook and Instagram run across both platforms within one ad set. And distribution in this case will be maximized towards wherever it's optimized for whichever is most advantageous for your client's specific objective. So if that means it's skewed towards Facebook, that's where we'll see more delivery. If it means it's more advantageous on Instagram, that's where we'll see delivery. So the system will optimize across both platforms for you automatically.
Great. So that brings us to the end of the Instagram Road Ahead webinar. We hope you got a really great sense for the direction that we're going and kind of the confidence that Instagram is a full funnel solution driving real business results for advertisers. And as I mentioned, we're going to be posting some follow-up materials and content through various communications channels. So please look out for that. And thank you for spending this time with us, and we're really excited to see what you're going to build.